What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be doing a haul check, toy haul check to be specific. Today I went to Selma, North Carolina and picked up a large lot of Star Wars toys. And it's probably maybe my third or fourth big lot that I've purchased. I've been filming them all in some manner or another, and definitely taking a lot of pictures once I start to list them and everything else. But yeah, we're going to dig into that right now, so stay tuned. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start probably with this right one and move into this one. This one is a little bit more exciting, as you can already see. But we're going to dig through it, and you're just going to join the journey with me. All right, so first thing we got on top, this is a 1995 Power of the Force Millennium Falcon. It does have the original stickers and some of the other original documentation, which is always nice. However, it is missing its accessory bag, but this stuff can still sell. Like just even parts like that, people will just buy that because they need that, or the original sticker sheet, things like that. So not a bad start. I wish it could have been complete. These things actually sell really good when they are complete. But this will still sell, no problem. All right, this is just going to be a raw video, y'all, so bear with me. All right, moving in. A lot of micro machines in this lot. Like I said, everything is new in box. And yeah, so I'm not going to go over each of them too much. I'm just going to show you a little bit of the boxes. Condition, yeah, they're pretty much all in some form of condition like this, but they're all still sealed with their original tape, which means all of that is inside, so that's a good thing. Same thing, sealed. Jawa Sandcrawler. Let me put you guys on 0.5 right quick. Let's get a little fish eye going on. There we go. All right, dusty. So the reason I brought it out, this video is outside the barn, is because all this stuff was stored in a shed, and it is dirty. Honestly, I wish I had some gloves on right now. But this one's kind of cool. It comes with a big comic book. Pictures made this one look a lot smaller than it is. A lot of micro machines in this lot, but people will pay for those just to know that they're complete, they're not missing anything. A lot of people don't really even care anything about the packaging on these guys and only want to make sure that their action figure set is complete or ship or whatever it could be. This is another playset, Bespin Darth Vader. So some of these bigger ones, they look like that. They look like the figure. Then they open up into like a little play set. This one's cool. Got a Boba Fett Slave 1. Little landing pad. Bespin. Alright. We have an Action Fleet. Imperial Shuttle Tidarium. This one's kind of cool. Imperial Pilots. Super dusty. Yeah, I just got them all out here so I can like dust everything off before I take it inside and start actually reviewing it. You can barely see that blue TIE Interceptor. I don't know why they did some of those in blue. It's just not a good color for them. They're gray in the movies, so why not just make them gray? Like I said, we're going to move through this fast. It's just kind of a haul check for a really good price, nonetheless. But all new, sealed in box, and a lot of inventory, a lot of good inventory to process and move through. And if you're interested in that type of content, leave a comment. Let me know if you're curious what happens once I buy it. Do I just throw it in the corner? I've been doing a lot of omni-channel selling this year, so multi-platform type of stuff. So I try to find this stuff for a good deal, fair deals, or in this guy's case, what they list it for. If it was something like outrageously like crazy, I would probably offer more. I'm a nice guy, but yeah, this was a good deal, and I know he sat on it for a long time too. So I'm sure he was happy to make the sale today. But anyway, yeah, if you're interested in seeing more of the behind the scenes, what goes on in Star Wars retailing, if you will, and just general action figures. I'm not all just Star Wars, and I like Marvel, I like DC. This was a Burger King Snow White cup. I really want to do this one-handed. I was trying to see if I can. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's get it out. I actually sold a lot of these Burger King Star Wars cups recently, so that might sell, even though it's not Star Wars. Hallmark keepsake ornaments. I think that's Hallmark. Maybe not. It's keepsake ornaments, not Hallmark, but that's kind of cool. Batman and Robin, 2 of them. And then, this is kind of funny, Marilyn Monroe. All right, so that was the first lot. I'd like to actually get a good count on all this stuff, but I'll do that off screen, and it don't matter. Because that's how I track all this stuff. If I pay, X amount, I just divide that by the quantity that's in here. It doesn't matter if it's a big item like that or like this, or if it's a loose action figure. I just, make it all even across it. And then at the end, if everything sells, hopefully, you've made your money back and more, This one, pretty awesome. I've been loving these. These are like this Falcon over here. It's like the same scale and everything, but this is the first one of these snow speeders that I've gotten, so that's kind of cool. I'm actually getting some parts from a lady on Marketplace in the next day or two for one of these, because people will even just buy the Canon if they're missing that. They want to complete the ones that they have. So again, even though this box is crunched, it's still sealed, and people want to know that whatever's in, whatever they're buying is going to be complete, or they know the status of it. So whenever I do a listing, I make sure to annotate all that stuff. I go through, if it's loose, I find out what it's missing. I let them know, take good pictures. I have one of these already, a loose one, but again, awesome that it's new in box, new and crusty, dirty box. And I'm going to wash my hands immediately after this. This one's kind of cool. I'm not sure exactly what line this is or anything, but it's just some figurines. They're about a little bit smaller, maybe right at 3.75 inch. We got Action Fleet, another one of these Micro Machines play sets. This one's missing the plastic, but it is still sealed. Look at that. That's why it's out here, because I want to see if I can knock some of that off before I try to take it inside. Land speeder, pretty cool. Yeah, and you can see down here, Millennium Falcon, the TIE Fighter, that's TIE Fighter X-Wing, Millennium Falcon. Yeah, these are all from the Power of the Force line. I've been doing pretty well with these 1995, 96, 97 vintage Power of the Force, Power of the Jedi stuff. I have one guy that's been buying a lot of it from me, and I'm super grateful for his patronage. and maybe he would be interested in this stuff. So far, he likes all the action figures the best, but I've been trying to sell him on a couple of these ships. Again, look, so this is supposed to be Luke's binoculars, and it folds out into this like little play set right here. Cool. This box is in pretty good shape, actually. It's good to see. These are like pewter, but it's plastic though. I have a set of these from the Empire Strikes Back upstairs. But it's just plastic, but they look way more high end than they actually are. These are the ones that I have upstairs. I have them loose though, out of the box and everything displayed. I got those from one of the first lots that I bought, and I made that money back, so I kept a little something or two out of there, and that was one of the things. I got one of these in the first lot as well. That guy was also into micro machines, but this one hasn't sold for me yet, the loose version, but it wasn't in the best shape. Some of the cardboard was kind of bad. It definitely didn't have all the right little pieces right here, but this one does. Sealed in box, should be good to go. This crusty thing, look at this. I've seen this in the picture, so I knew what I was getting into. It wasn't like he sprung one on me or something like that. But as long as that tape's good and the deal's right, I'm good for it. Yeah, so, and I know other people are going to be excited to get their hands on this dirty, crusty box, but I'm going to do my best to make it the most presentable it can be for them. These are like the other ones that we just saw, the silver ones, but just in color. Pretty cool. And we're winding down the last few things here. We have Detention Block Escape. These are the figures that I've been selling a lot of. Individually, they're not worth a lot, but you can get a lot of them for cheap. So if you want to resell those afterwards, you can, but it's a little bit, can be tedious. But luckily, I've had some success with big lots so far. Another Power of the Force play set. Oh, this is like when they're like swinging. I wonder if this actually has like a spot for, it looks like it does, a little spot for like a string. Yeah, pretty cool. Good shape. It's heavy too. I don't know what's going on in that box, but that thing is packed. All right, and the last of the Star Wars from this lot. I think this one actually went for a little bit. I looked at, you know, you can only do 10 pictures on Marketplace, but I looked up some of the ones that I could. This one did okay online. Pretty cool. This is a Cantina. Does it come with a ship? Yeah, it does. And then, same with this box where we just got a couple of randos. This box we got a few cards. So let's take a look at those right quick, because I don't really know anything about cards. We got George McLeod. We got Detlef Shrimp. Frank Brickowski. Brick. Maybe that's where that came from. UA Blab. We got Bob Thornton. We got Howard Johnson. Super Bowl 5. It's like a ring card. 1990. I don't know anything about cards. Tried to sell a couple of Star Wars cards. Well, I did sell some Star Wars cards, but they were new in package, and sold them for really cheap. They say when you're getting into eBay and retailing like that kind of stuff, to stick with what you know. And what I know is the toy side of things and just some of the odds and end collectibles. But cards is just like its own industry. Okay, I'm not sure who that was. Johnny. last but not least, Brad Lowhouse, 1990s. Cool. Maybe those are worth something. I will be reviewing all of that stuff. But yeah, here's the lot. And I appreciate you guys tuning in if you did. And if you want to see more of this type of content, let me know. Hit the like, leave a comment. Or if you want to see some of the behind the scenes type of stuff, how I'm getting this stuff ready to list, what goes into it when I list, how I'm packaging and everything else, the boxes for each of these. I've gotten really good at like creating custom boxes for some of these larger items like the Falcons and all that kind of stuff, or just weirdly shaped items. And yeah, it's been a fun little project to be working on, and trying to run it as professionally as possible, so people want to keep coming back to the store. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, like I said, hit thumbs up, leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.